opening few rounds of the Downhill World Cup have been pretty wild. But in the background, something significant is happening. Gates, a renowned belt manufacturer, is shaking up the game with a staggering €100,000 prize purse, up for grabs if someone manages to put a bike with a belt drive on the top step.
So Gates Belt Drive believes that a belt is superior to a chain, and we want to prove it on the racetrack. So we've put up a €100,000 purse for the first man or woman that wins a UCI Downhill World Cup race. World Cup downhill racing is the pinnacle of the racing series, and we want to prove ourselves under the toughest conditions. So we have the Gamex team and the Zero team both campaigning with 4 riders this year.
At this point in the season, there are 2 teams with riders currently eligible for the €100,000 prize purse. In this series, we will follow along throughout the year to see the reality of how this disruptive offer affects racing on the ground. Taylor Vernon is a rider on the Zeroed race team. He's got a storied history within the sport, from a promising youngster being signed by the Athertons to a horror crash that almost ended his racing career before it had even really begun. A fan favorite for his exploits as a privateer in recent years, plus a win at a British National in 2023 and a 3rd place at Hardline in 2022, he has the credentials to be competitive. But the reality of a World Cup week is something else.
Previous years I was like working flat out, like race, fly back somewhere just to work, fly back in, and that was really tough. So I'm really I'm putting everything into it this year, so I want to see what the turnout will be and hopefully be further up the leaderboard. The 100k would be really nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, I'll be trucking for that.
Is the sport in a place where a wild sort of result like that could happen?
Oh, 100%. That's the beauty of this game. There's always that wild card chance. So, yeah, you can't ever rule it out.
Taylor loving it?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
enjoying it.
Big dog got it.
Chasing that 100k.
100 G's, baby.
We were saying it'd be real funny if it'd be annoying for them if you won the first race.
Yeah,
and they're like building up this big belt thing, and then and
it's already happened.
Got to get off and brakes big time.
Yeah.
You only need to do it once.
True.
Like, subscribe,
Good for the camera, wasn't it?
That's it, you know.
Oh my god. When you come into a rough section and that planted feeling, you can just like go light, and then when you hit some bumps, it just tracks it instead of like trying to ping you. Like some other bikes I've had in the past, just you're always waiting for a buck or a ping, but this thing is just more bumps it sees, like the better it goes. So
10k is it?
No, like €100,000.
€100,000. Yeah. It's definitely a significant number.
Has there ever been that sort of money bet on a bike winning a World Cup? Has that happened before?
I think that the industry is always going to drive the sport in terms of sponsorship dollars and supporting big race teams. So, I mean, for a company like Gates, with their current rider roster, I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible, but I mean, it's like a safe bargain to like raise awareness towards their company and what they're producing.
I mean, their biggest challenge is going up against SRAM and Shimano and the compatibility that those brands offer with all the bikes. So doing something like this is just a good way to get their foot in the door and see if they can kind of rock the boat a little bit. So I don't think they're going to make any inroads with the fortress that those two brands have set up around the industry.
I had like a prototype one,
Yeah.
like up until about 2 weeks ago, and then they gave me this one. So it's like been quite new to me, this one.
Yeah.
I've just been learning it fast, but it's not a million miles off the other one. Just a bit different sizings and different linkage, but looks good.
You're not protected, are you? You've got to. Yeah.
Downfall. Oh yeah. That's why I keep those down.
Core and everything's right, is it?
Yeah, I feel good.
Give it hell, mate.
Well, Alan, get ready. Back to back. We have two Brits, Taylor Vernon and Josh Turner coming up. Oh, and he's just gone out. Taylor Vernon comes in.
That was good. Well, solid enough. Not the best time, but we did the first job that we needed to do. So put it into the semis. We're gonna have 5 minutes now, regroup our thoughts. Hopefully this rain stays off, and let it have it in the semi-final. Semi-final's like my race run these days, so it's gonna be my race run. Wasn't quite attacking it, so this run we're gonna up the tempo and yeah.
So there's more to give, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Always. There's always more to give. Oh wow.
One word for that.
Yeah.
Think balls.
It happens.
Whereabouts was it?
Pretty near the top. Pinball section. You'd like drop off that slab into the right hander. It just went like not even on like, it's not a mega rough bit, it's just such a heavy compression. It must have just caught like a spiky rock. Yeah, like quali run was just like meh. I felt ready in the gate. It was like hit the top bit, like bike was feeling good, and then just one of those things. We're healthy and we get to go again.
I think performance-wise, I think when you ride a gearbox bike with a belt drive, the tracking is very good. But it is just better. If we look behind us, you'll see a lot of people bolting weights to the bottom of their downhill bikes for the same reason. I think it's making interesting conversations happen, and it's basically enough to disrupt and make people wonder and question. And it's funny because, you know, your top rider on maybe a really large salary, that's like your superstar, maybe not them, but your rider that gets 10th, that's maybe not so well looked after. I think when they come to look at what bike they'll be riding next year, if it isn't one this year, I think that will be a compelling factor.
Like you can find grip where probably others can't find grip.
If it's not a race-winning bike yet, it certainly will be very soon.
It's quite the struggle fest, especially up here.
It's a new best time.